What's behind me is not important.
Hey everybody, my name's Tim. I am an HPD instructor and track day enthusiast. I often get asked questions regarding track day events, which has led me to making this series of videos. What you'll see is a ton of comprehensive information as a collection of tips, tricks, and knowledge I've picked up along the way, as well as from research I've done on HPDE and my instructor training. There are few thrills in life as exciting as driving a track at speed. The number one goal is always good, safe fun. With that said, it's worth mentioning that there are risks inherent with performance driving at the track. Doing your homework beforehand can help mitigate these risks. If you have questions or other helpful tips or disagree with something I've said, please indicate so in the comments below. Whether you're contemplating your first track event or you have been to the track and are now looking to improve your game, hopefully you find this video series informative and it helps your HPDE event be successful and fun. This is the last video in the series of 6. In video 5, I covered what to do when coming off track after your final session of the day, as well as post-track maintenance. Be sure to watch video 4, the big video, which covers all the nuts and bolts of track driving. In this video, I'll be covering how to capture your track days or cruises in videos that don't suck. We've all seen sucky track or cruise videos with a shaky camera or crap audio. This video covers my tips for successfully capturing your event. First off, you have one shot to get good footage. It's good to have more than one camera to capture video and audio. I'm usually running 7 cameras simultaneously covering different angles. This is probably a bit excessive, but like I said, you have one shot to capture the action. You may have the most amazing track session or cruise only to find out later that you didn't capture any usable footage. If one of my cameras doesn't get anything good, I use footage from another. I've had all sorts of issues to include incorrect camera settings, batteries that died, camera not oriented correctly, shaky camera, and even a camera accidentally switched to time-lapse, which resulted in unusable footage from my main roll bar cam. However, my car also has front and rear dash cams. When my main roll bar camera doesn't capture any good footage, I switch to plan B and download the footage off my dash cams. I sometimes run another GoPro camera on my helmet for a plan C forward-facing camera. It also captures a unique perspective showing more of the action. Cell phone camera. Everyone has a cell phone camera. If this is your only video recorder, you'll be hard-pressed to capture good track day videos. Phone mounts typically are not solid enough to prevent shaky video. I use my phone, but I use it to film me inside the car with an app that captures lap times and vehicle performance data. More on this in a bit. My phone is secured in a suction cup mount to my windshield, and I have the bottom of the phone resting on my dash with an adhesive felt pad to stabilize it and minimize shaking. It also helps that my phone is recording me, a close-in subject, versus recording out front focus at a distance, which amplifies any shaking. I have not seen any cell phone captured track video out front yet that has impressed me. This is why I have dedicated separate video cameras. Test your setup. Before your event, I recommend setting up your cameras and going out for a spirited drive. See what works well and what doesn't with your setup. Check your footage for shaky camera problems, whitewash footage from the wrong EV comp, more on this in a bit, stabilization issues, or bad audio with wind noise or distortion. Stay charged. Be sure to have fully charged batteries for your cameras with backup batteries you can swap to. I take my chargers with me to the track. When I pull batteries out of the cameras between sessions, they go right on the chargers for later sessions. If you are not in a place with electricity, plug your charger into your USB port in your center console. The batteries will charge while you're out driving on the track. Use a rag in the center console to keep your charger from flopping around, causing your batteries to stop charging. For a long track day, keep your charger busy topping up batteries. As for keeping your phone charged, I keep my phone plugged in while driving at the track. It charges during each driving session. To switch gears, have you seen track videos of mindless lap after lap after lap? No one is going to sit through a 30-minute video of you running around the track. The quickest lap is always a good video. I sometimes will put together a highlight reel as well, but not endless, mindless droning in circles. Stabilization. I recommend turning your camera stabilization off. It doesn't do well with turns at the track. Stabilization resists turns and results in wonky footage every time the car goes through a turn. Even with my solid roll bar mount, I end up with light vibration or shake in my footage. I use my editing software to stabilize the footage during editing, which works well. EV comp. You have likely seen track footage where the inside of the car looks normal to bright, and the outside world, outside the front windshield, is all whitewashed or basically too bright. This is an EV comp problem. The camera automatically tries to brighten up anything dark. Your interior will be darker than what is outside, and your camera will try to brighten up the interior thinking this is the main subject. This makes the outside world too bright and washes out detail. You can fix this by adjusting EV comp. For my GoPro mounted on my roll bar, which is right behind my front seats, I use EV comp -1.5. This makes the outside world appear normal, as it should, and makes the interior a little bit darker. If you mount a camera deeper in your car, like on the inside of your rear glass, you may need to dial down your EV comp a bit further. If your camera is near the front windshield capturing the outside world, not the interior of your car, you likely won't need to adjust your EV comp. For a night event, don't dial down your EV comp. This is something you'll need to test by recording and checking playback. 1080p versus 4K. I set all of my cameras to capture video in 4K at 30 frames per second. I make 4K track videos out of this. If your equipment is not capable of 4K, or you don't have a strong enough computer to edit 4K, you may want to set everything for 1080p. Memory cards. Make sure you have a memory card with enough capacity for your entire event, especially if it's a 2-day track weekend. I use 256 gigabyte cards. Lens angle. For GoPro, check narrow, linear, wide, and super view to see what works best for your setup. I have my roll bar camera set to narrow. If you have your camera near the front windshield, you may want wide or super view. If you have your camera deeper in the car, linear or narrow might be best. Mounts. A quality solid mount is vital to capturing good video. For a phone camera, get a quality suction cup mount. Resting the bottom of the phone against something like your dash will limit shaking. I use a Panavice mount for my phone. Mounts for dedicated cameras like GoPros will come in a wide variety. Since I have a roll bar in my car, it is a great place to mount a GoPro. This is my main camera angle for track days. I use a GoPro large pole mount. Without a roll bar, a good alternative option is to use a suction cup mount on the inside of your rear glass with the camera hanging upside down. I like having the camera angle from deeper in the car as it captures driver action. If you have your camera near the front windshield, you will only see the outside world and you won't capture any inputs the driver is making. Garmin Catalyst. The Catalyst is popular for capturing track action. It is basically a lap timer, data recorder, coach, kind of sort of, plus a video and audio recorder all in one. The pros of the Catalyst are ease of use. It captures everything you need. Instant playback. You can check your footage between sessions, which can be helpful if you're trying to improve your lap times. Captures stable, shake-free video. No long editing process post-track days. The cons, captures in 1080p only, no 4K option, and also the audio is very poor quality. GoPro. I use GoPro cameras. They have excellent 4K video and crisp audio. There are a wide variety of mount options that you can use in a host of locations. You can also get foam covers to filter out wind noise. There are other small video recorder options on the market besides GoPro, but since I use GoPro, that is what I'm showing here. GoPro 360 Max. I create some really cool footage at the track as well as on car cruises with this camera. I often get asked how I track other cars while driving. I joke that I have one hand on the steering wheel and another on a camera joystick. In reality, the GoPro 360 Max films a 360-degree world around it, and you look at whatever you want after the fact to create videos through editing. I usually stick this camera to the top of my windshield with a suction cup mount. I have also run it on my front right fender, driver and passenger doors, and rear fenders as well. This camera adds a lot of magic to your track or cruise videos. Track Addict. Track Addict is a wonderful app I use on my iPhone. It has a database of tracks. You select the track and the parameters you want to capture. It records your lap times and the parameters you select. I added an external Bluetooth GPS, which improved accuracy over the phone's built-in lower polling rate GPS. The phone's internal GPS is pretty good. A higher polling rate external GPS is just a bit more accurate. I use the Track Addict app to capture me while driving, record lap times with the GPS, and capture car data through the OBDII port with a Bluetooth reader. I use my editing software to insert the video captured with the Track Addict app as a picture-in-picture to my main camera footage showing the outside world. The picture-in-picture has my lap times and vehicle performance info. OBDII port reader. I have a Kiwi 3 OBDII port reader that works in conjunction with Track Addict that I have set to capture speed, throttle, gear, and RPMs. It sometimes can be a little finicky trying to get my Track Addict app to connect to the reader. I sometimes have to unplug it to reset it a few times to get it to connect. Video editing. Race Render is a popular track day video editor. It combines your footage with the data you capture with the Track Addict app for a nice overlay setup. I use this combo in some of my earlier track videos, but I now use iMovie for most of my video editing, including this video that you're watching now. Which takes me to iMovie. I started using iMovie on an iPad to edit track day videos. iMovie also comes on iPhones. I now use iMovie on a MacBook Pro to edit my track day and cruise videos. Since I run multiple cameras, my video editing process is long. I first find clips I want to show and then sync them with my separate audio. My go-to combo is my main roll bar camera footage showing out front action with the Track Addict app on my phone capturing me plus data as picture-in-picture. I normally use the audio from my iPhone as well. Since my phone is up by my front windshield, it is protected by the wind when the windows are down. An issue you will discover when combining phone and GoPro recordings is that they record at slightly different rates. I use iMovie's speed editor to slightly tweak my phone recordings to sync them to the GoPro speed. Dash cam. As mentioned, my car also has a front and rear dash cam. The good of the dash cam is that it is 4K and always running for those unexpected pop-up moments. This can be useful for random stuff on the streets as well as for cruises. I use my dash cam as my plan B footage if the GoPros don't capture the moment for whatever reason. The bad of the dash cam is it films in 1-minute segments that needs to be stitched together with video editing software, plus the audio quality is poor. Audio. I get asked how I end up with such clear audio, especially when using my GoPro 360 Max on the outside of my car. Keep in mind that you will normally have your windows down at the track, creating a lot of wind noise in the car. I typically use video from one source and captured audio from another. For an intense exhaust note, I use a GoPro by my rear license plate. For inside the car, I use audio from my iPhone, which can capture conversations. My main roll bar cam has a foam wind blocker, but I don't normally use audio from this camera. An intercom and audio recorder will capture conversations between you and your instructor or passenger. First off, you need an intercom system. This one is popular with instructors. I got it from Competition Motorsports. You will notice it has an audio out jack. I run a cable to an audio recorder and stuff that in my center console. My phone camera on the dash will pick up conversations inside the car, but due to the incredible noise of the Shelby, you cannot hear what is being said when on heavy throttle. The intercom and audio recorder solves that problem. Well, that's it for the 6th and final video in this series. I covered how to capture your track day or cruises in videos that don't suck. Be sure to check out the other 5 videos that cover anything and everything for having success at the track. Remember, if you have other tips, tricks, hacks, or disagree with something I've said, please contribute and add it to the comments below. I hope you found this video series informative. Thank you for watching. Have fun at the track.